Hello and welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we'll be ranking every single Descendants song from movie 1 up to the most recent release, Descendants Wicked Wonderland. But before hopping into the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you love all things music, particularly Disney or DCOM. Alright, so we have officially reached 600 subscribers on this channel, and I put up a poll seeing which one would you like to see first, because I will be doing the ranking every Camp Rock song. However, Camp Rock 3 is not currently out, so it's probably best that that didn't win, because that can come at a later date when we have all the new Camp Rock 3 songs. But you know what? Descendants, ranking every Descendants song officially won that poll. And if you don't know anything about me, yes, I am a Disney adult. If you can't tell by my various Disney memorabilia on the wall. I also did the Disney College program back in 2022. I was working in Magic Kingdom. I was in Adventureland, so I was a pirate. I've been loving Disney, but everyone I feel like who is a Disney adult has their particular lane of Disney that they're really known for. And I would venture to say mine is Disney Channel, especially when it comes to the DCOMs. That is where I'm known for, and Descendants is one of those OG DCOMs. Well, technically Descendants didn't come out in my childhood, it came out in my teenage years, into my adult years, but it's definitely one of those OG DCOMs that we ride hard with, and they've been continuing the franchise with the Wicked Wonderland arc that they've been doing, as well as they just announced Hidden Heroes. So I'm excited to see. The one thing that a Descendants movie will do, even if the plot line is a little out there, you're not quite riding with the plot line of the characters, is they will give you a banger of a song. And we have plenty of songs to sort through here. Now, I'm just going to say everyone has very strong opinions about their favorite songs within these movies. And I know that I tend to either go very mainstream with my opinions or very off the beaten path with my opinions. So just know that it is my opinion. And if you have a different opinion, you can keep it nice and constructive in the comments down below. And you can let me know what your top 5 Descendants songs are down there, as well as what you thought of the new Descendants Wicked Wonderland film. But without further ado, let's go hop into our tiers and our official ranking. Now, I just went on tiermaker.com to pull up this one right here, so I'll try and link it down below if y'all will also want to do this. But this one has all the songs from, I think, across all 5 movies and all 5 soundtracks, but I did update the tiers. So my top tier is Crowning Achievement. I mean, yes, Crowning Achievement is in fact a song or a lyric from The Princess Diaries. However, I think Crowning Achievement, given that we're dealing with royals and heroes and Disney princesses and villains, I think is good for our God tier. Then the second tier, Perfect Princess, the lead single from Wicked Wonderland. Perfect Princess. Princess to me is just a tier underneath Queen, so that's why she's there. They're not my top tier, most iconic, most loved songs for me, but they're just underneath that. Then the third tier is If Only. Now that song is probably one of my favorite songs from the entire Descendants franchise. If Only, just as a statement, is the whole song is if only I could be myself, if only I could reach, the potential of what I could be, and that's what this one is. If only they could have just had something else that pushed them up above for me. Also, I feel like If Only Reprise could have been a banger and a bop if it wasn't cut so short. Then the last two, Down the Rabbit Hole for my fourth tier. These are the songs that kind of, as with anything that goes down the rabbit hole, get a little lost in translation for me. There's just something about them that kind of, doesn't quite hit for me. But our final tier is Off With Your Head. These are the songs that I simply think that I have no desire to listen to pretty much ever again. So, yeah. I'm looking at this here, and we've got a lot of songs to work our way through. So let's start with the OG movie, Descendants. Well, just Descendants, because that's what the OG movie is. Opening up with Rotten to the Core. Now, you'll find within this that I do really like Descendants opening tracks usually. I don't usually like Descendants closing tracks, and you'll see a theme here. But Rotten to the Core, the song that brought us into the world, the OG, the dance number, there's just something about this song that whenever you hear it, you're going to be thrown back to a time in your life, and we all understand that. And to open us out with that dance number, Kenny Ortega did your big one with that one. Oh, we have Evil Like Me. Listen, I do like this song, I feel like, more than some other OG Descendants fan. Kristen Chenoweth and Dove Cameron on a song, they both know how to sing. Both are Broadway darlings. Well, Kristen's a Broadway darling. Dove has the potential to be a Broadway darling, although she's doing all those other things. I think having that mother-daughter evil Maleficent, like, especially since we don't see the parents come back really after this, I think this is definitely a standalone track. It's just not like a god tier iconic track for me. So here's the thing about Did I Mention? You're gonna find out here. Well, that's a little harsh. I'll put it down the rabbit hole. Whenever King Ben sings, I simply choose to ignore it. Nothing against Mitchell Hope, nothing against the voice actor who does the songs for him. There's just something about King Ben when he performs and the songs that he's been given that makes me not happy. And I'll leave it there. Did I mention I know a lot of people like this song? I just am not one of them. And talk about now off with your head, be our guest. Descendants can do a cover well. However, 9 times out of 10, the covers that they do, I don't love. And Be Our Guest, to me, is the most offensive cover, in my opinion. I don't know what to say other than the OG score that Alan Menken did will always be way more preferred for me. Then we have Set It Off. Set It Off, ooh, is Set It Off my favorite closing Descendants number? I don't know, it's got competition with You and Me. But like I said, when it comes to Descendants closing numbers, they're not my favorite. I think, for the first, you didn't think the story was over now situation, she served its purpose. I loved all of the cast coming together. It was a fun little moment. Again, just usually not my favorites. But, if only. If only. This is in there with my top tier Disney Channel romance songs of all time. If you want me to do I have been thinking of doing a series of like getting to know me musically and like doing my top 10 in this blank category. I could do top 10 Disney songs, Disney Channel songs of all time, or I could do top 10 Disney love songs of all time. If you want to see any of that, just leave that in the comments down below. But this is definitely in the top 10. Dove Cameron, Mal, the whole sequence, and the extended version that you get on the soundtrack is even better than what you get in the movie. So here's the thing. I'm not even gonna bother with the scores. The scores are just gonna go with Off With Your Head. Nothing wrong with them. It's just that if you don't have any lyrics for me to judge, then I'm just going to scoot you over. You know what? Dove Cameron's cover of Genie in a Bottle. It was a fun moment. We got it in, we got a music video. It's a bonus track, like, outside of the movie. I think it's fun. I think Dove will always hold that she'll never live that down. But when it came out, I had a strong little moment. Do I prefer Christina Aguilera's Genie in a Bottle? Maybe. But you know what? I'll put it in the middle. So Rotten to the Core, Sophia's version. I have nothing against Sophia Carson's version of Rotten to the Core. It's a lovely song. I just think I'm always going to prefer the version that we got with the entire cast in the movie. Good is the New Bad is the song. So here's the thing. There are some Descendants Wicked World songs in here. And I know most of them, but I don't know all of them. So you'll see. But Good is the New Bad is the title track. Opening sequence for that. I still actually haven't watched the show. Sorry. But I'm going to put it in the middle because I don't have much to say. But Night is Young. Listen, China did her big one with that one. Is it as superior as What's My Name? Maybe not. But Night is Young is I Will Always Hold is a slept on Descendants track and you must be listening to absolutely right now. I'm Your Girl. Oh, I can't remember much about this song, so I'm just going to put it in that one. Yeah. What's My Name? Oh, obviously. What's My Name? God tier. Everyone and their mama will understand What's My Name's superiority. When China came out the gate, because she already had a banger on Disney Channel with Calling All the Monsters, she doubled down with What's My Name. Also, we're all about to hit the fall season. Just know on September 1st, I will be pressing play on Calling All the Monsters. But What's My Name? Yeah. In terms of villain songs that Disney has given us, I think this is probably up there, top tier. Chillin' Like a Villain, you know what? I'm gonna put her in Perfect Princess. I don't know if she's quite crowning achievement for me, because I feel like there are some songs that I'd still maybe listen to a little more. But Sophia on this song, like the high notes and then getting a little, like, Ben on there. The whole sequence, like, this was just something a little different, a little new. We finally gave Sophia, or Evie, a spotlight in a song, realistically, in Descendants 2, and everyone loved it. Ooh, space between Space Between. Listen, whether you want to believe that this is just a pure-hearted friendship song, purely platonic, or if you think this is a secret love song between Mal and Evie, up to you. As for me, I will always be in my feels whenever I listen to Space Between. And I have reacted to Kylie's EP Valley Girl Problems with her Space Between on there. So if you don't know the lore behind that, you can maybe go watch that reaction video. But I think both the Descendants Space Between and Kylie's take on Space Between after having performed that with her best friend or former best friend on tour, I love both of them, but Space Between, you will always be that girl. By the way, I'm not ranking these within the tiers, I'm just putting them in the tiers. Ways to be Wicked. Ways to be Wicked. Listen, after the success of Descendants 1, Descendants 2 had to come out with a banger, and they did with Ways to be Wicked. And they pushed that song so much. Like, it was everywhere. The music video and everything, they were pushing it with the cast's new looks and everything. It may have... Now, I'm one who doesn't usually get overplayed on music. This may have been a case where I'm like, I heard this so much when it came out. So it's not quite God tier for me, but it is Perfect Princess. You and Me. I'm going to put You and Me in the If Only tier. I think it's about on par with all the other ending tracks for me. I think it might be my favorite closing number. At least it's my favorite closing sequence, because I feel like, ooh, that's a good question. Which is my favorite, Descendants 2 or Descendants 1? I think Descendants 2 is my favorite. I don't know. We'll see. But it's probably my favorite closing sequence, closing track. It's just, you know, their closing numbers never quite hit as hard for me. Kiss the Girl. You know what? Good for you. It was a cute little cover that the girlies of Descendants 2, China, Dove, and Sophia did. And I think it was fun. Now, China's cover of Poor Unfortunate Souls. Now, that's a banger. That's a banger. Listen, for all the things, I really did love the live action version of The Little Mermaid. However, Melissa McCarthy's vocal talents left a little to be desired. So I have Poor Unfortunate Souls for my most recent version of Ursula. So it's going down. You know what? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We have Dove Cameron and China locked into a rap battle. Good for them. It's fun. We got the little What's My Name reprise. I think that this is truly one of the most iconic, like, and the sword fight sequence. Ooh, Lonnie. Yes. Evil. You know what? Because I'm evil. This is another Wicked World song, and I think, like, for a standalone Mao song just talking about, like, you know, she's evil and everything, I think this would have worked well in an actual, like, Descendants movie. But if you haven't seen Descendants Wicked World, which I haven't, or if you haven't listened to the soundtrack, give Evil a listen. So here's the thing. Rather Be With You, I'm just going to leave it here down the rabbit hole. There's just something about that song that I don't gel with. Stronger, I Simply Don't Remember You. So you're just going to go in the middle, because I have no thoughts. Better Together. Listen, I like Better Together. Is this the song that they performed on Soy Luna? I haven't watched Soy Luna, but I know they went and performed a song on there, Dove and Sophia. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a cute little friendship song. It's not where Space Between is at, but if you're looking for another Mal Evie, like, friendship number, Better Together exists. Did I mention reprise? I'm gonna just leave it in down the rabbit hole. Do I like it a little more than the produced version? Maybe. No, well. Queen of Mean! I just blew out everyone's eardrums. Queen of Mean is probably... Okay, here's our question. Is What's My Name or Queen of Mean the most iconic villain song in Descendants? Because I would argue What's My Name, but I think Queen of Mean... The fact that Sarah Jeffrey, with the voice that she has and everything, only got one solo number the entire franchise is truly astounding to me. And I would love for Audrey to come back just so I can give Sarah a number. But I remember they released the soundtrack to Descendants 3 like the night before, the week before, and I pressed play on Queen of Mean and I could not stop listening to it. So when we went into actually watching it, and I watched Descendants 3 at like 2 in the morning or something because I was busy the whole day, so I watched the third release, or the third hour that it was released. I was looking for that song. This is the song, the looks, the iconics. I do have a question after watching Descendants 5. Is a requisite of becoming evil just long hair? Because Audrey, when she got turned evil, she had locks for days. And when, Chloe turned evil, she had locks for days. Is the evil held within the hair? I don't know. The Queen of Mean, yes. Do what you gotta do. You know what? I'm gonna put her in Perfect Princess. I feel like this is a smash hit that a lot of people loved. It's just not my favorite. But Cheyenne Jackson and Dove Cameron coming together was a combination that I don't know that I needed, but the world definitely needed to see. Especially because Cheyenne Jackson also, after this, went into Julie and the Phantoms. Ooh! By the way, Charlie Gillespie and Heated Rivalry. I know the Julie and the Phantoms resurgence is about to happen. And I'm excited. Good to Be Bad. You know what? Good to Be Bad. It's the opening track for Descendants 3. It's probably my least favorite opening track of a Descendants movie. That's including all 5 movies. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. It didn't click the way that Rotten to the Core and Ways to Be Wicked clicked for me. Night Falls. Woo! Listen, when Disney saw the vision and did a mashup of Night Falls and Come On Out with from Zombies 3, they did their big one there. It was a banger. It just worked out. And that whole sequence, the girlies, and we have Cameron, loved it. I think we all agree. You know what? One quick kiss. It's cute. It's sweet. Subverting the trope of true love's kiss falling solely on the man. Obviously, Evie's trying to wake Doug up. They have such a sweet, wholesome little relationship, Evie and Doug. And it was nice. It just wasn't exactly my favorite song. So My Once Upon a Time. I feel like a lot of us have a little beef with My Once Upon a Time. And the fact that I'm putting it in the If Only tier is kind of funny. Because I feel like everyone loves If Only so much. And we were craving another ballad from Dove. And My Once Upon a Time, well, just realistically, the whole ending of Descendants 3 was not necessarily my favorite ending of any of the movies. I definitely think there's a few things that I'm like, okay, I would have done this a little differently, and that is the ballad. It's not inherently a bad ballad. It just isn't what we know that Dove could put out because, If Only exists. So Happy Birthday. It's a beautiful cover of Happy Birthday. However, I'm not really going to talk about it. So, I don't hate it. I just simply think there's no reason to include it here. Dig a little deeper. Go China. Go China. A little Tiana cover. Have we gotten any of the Princess the Frog characters in? We should add one of those. Rotten to the Core remix. Yeah. I listened to it. It's not bad. It's fun. It's not exactly the most amazing thing I've ever learned. This is the Rotten to Core remix features, like Uma, what's her name, Audrey, Took guy. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it adds in the others. VK Mashup, also perfectly fine. Nothing to talk about here. She works. If you're looking for all 3 of the opening tracks mashed together, go for it. Break This Down. I like the final moment of all 4 of the VKs running back to the aisle with this song. And I think overall, in terms of closing tracks, I think I like this. I actually think it might be is it my least ranked? Actually, no. We'll see. But it's a fine closing track. I just don't connect with them. Audrey's Christmas Rewind. Okay, simply put, there's nothing inherently wrong with the Christmas remakes. Nothing. However, we're just going to ignore them. So Off With Your Head, I should have just had a category where I'm just ignoring its presence today. Because realistically, none of these I exactly hate other than that. But still. So Red. Listen, opening tracks, Descendants can do an opening track, and Red, see, What's My Name, Queen of Mean, and Red are all competing for, top tier villain songs. Our solo villain songs. I think Queen of Mean has to be my favorite. Is it? Yeah. I don't know, but Red's up there. Kylie has a beautiful voice, and I'm glad that we finally got a ballad from her in this latest movie, but Red was the track that was holding strong for us, and I do enjoy it. Listen, it feels bad putting a song that Brandy's singing in the mid tier because Brandy's voice is iconic, but it's just a beautiful, simple cover of So This Is Love, and it was sweet, but did it add really anything else to the plot? Nah. Descendants 3 score sweet. Duh, no one cares. What's My Name? Reprise. You know what? I think this has to go next to It's Going Down because that's literally a part of It's Going Down for me. Fight of Our Lives. Fight of Our Lives. Listen, I feel like I hear some people say mixed reviews on this, but Fight of Our Lives is my favorite song. Is it my favorite song or is Red my favorite song? Well, I put it in top tier in Red. Fight of My Lives and Red are my top 2 songs from Descendants 4. Fight of Our Lives, I love the sequence, I love the battle. This definitely gives enemies to lovers arc for me, even though I don't think Red and Chloe will ever end up together, especially everything that's going on behind the scenes. But yeah, Fight of Our Lives is probably my favorite song from Descendants 4. Love Ain't It. Also, now this is a song that grew on me months after watching Descendants 4. I really didn't pay much attention to it, but there was something about end of last year or so where it just like clicked. Rita Ora and the bridge of this one. Ooh, I love the bridge of this song. It just scratches the perfect itch. And yeah, plus again, you're talking about love, not friendship technically here. So it really gave enemies to lovers imminent, but hey. So Perfect Revenge. They did Dare Renee a little dirty with this song because you have What's My Name, Queen of Mean, and Red. And Perfect Revenge just really isn't, like, there are moments in the song that I like, so it's not a complete off with your head, but I'm just like, you could have done something. You could have given her something a little bit better than this, especially with the voice that she has. Get Your Hands Dirty. Also, I think that it is down the rabbit hole. I don't really listen to it. I love Chloe and a young Cindy getting together and doing some things, and there are beautiful moments here, and I love the sentiment in the song of, like, sometimes to do good, you have to get a little dirty, get a little bad, or maybe go, you know, against what is considered societal norm. But nothing about this song stands out to me, and I need to be a little more brutal because I've got a lot in the middle. Life is Sweeter Reprise. Nothing Against You. For an ending number, questionable, because is it an ending number really if it's just a reprise? But Life is Sweeter. Life is Sweeter is definitely the song that took off from this movie, which is interesting to me because I never had strong feelings towards it when I watched it. But I feel like that is a very unpopular opinion because I feel like a lot of the world and majority love this song. Maybe not to the degree that I feel like Queen of Mean skyrocketed when it hit the market, but you know what? Life is Sweeter, I'm putting her in the center. It is a beautiful, sweet song. It's just not my favorite. What's My Name Red version. I'll put that next to What's My Name OG version. Kylie added a little flavor to that song that I really do enjoy. And are you going to ask me which do you prefer, the OG or the remix? I kind of am inclined to say the remix right now, but that's just because I'm on a Kylie Cantrell, you know, kick. Oh, Life is Sweeter reprise again. Well, I'm just going to put that there. Shuffle of Love. Do I like the Shuffle of Love more than I like Life is Sweeter? I don't know. The Shuffle of Love was just kind of that little brief moment in the movie where, you know, what's her name? Wow. I don't know what is the Queen of Hearts' name? Bridget. When Bridget's doing that little dance number and then we have a cutesy little, like, music video to give us the full length. I think it's, again, cute and sweet. It's just not my favorite. Okay, for some reason someone has put the score on here twice. I'm just going to put the score there. True to Your Heart. So this is a cover of Leah Monty of True to Your Heart from Mulan. I love Leah Monty's voice. I just haven't really been listening to True to Your Heart. And we're into the new movie. So Mad, is this the girls' version? Oh, this is the girls' version. I do like the girls' version. However, I think I like the OG Mad, or not Mad, or Maddox Hatter version. It's a fun number, and I was craving, as someone who loves Alice in Wonderland and loves the kooky like vibe, I was craving for something a little kooky and quirky, and this one really matched it. Go Live It is our closing number, and once again, where all the closing numbers end up for me, in the middle tier. It just is fine. So I think it's cute, I think it's sweet, I love everyone coming together, including the parents. And I love that the parents actually get a major role throughout the whole series. For Once in My Life. So this is the thing. It could be that Red and Luis is not necessarily like the most well-developed like relationship for me. as to why For Once in My Life isn't up there. I think it's a very beautiful, like, you know, meet cute, falling in love, like first crush kind of vibe. But is it the best, like, lovey-dovey song duet we've gotten from Descendants? No. Talk about duets that shock the heck out of me. Heartless. Heartless. Gotta be my favorite song from the entire film. And I think that a lot of people would share this sentiment. Chloe and Max. Listen, Max. I also think this could be a good precursor to maybe a Chloe-Max relationship. I don't know, because Chloe and Hazel are also good vibe. But this song just had me, like, the vocals, especially Max's vocals, Brendan's vocals, you did your big one. Whoever wrote this song, you know what you were doing. And yeah, Who I Am. Okay, so Who I Am is my second favorite song from the movie. I kind of wish they did what they did with If Only and gave us an extended version on the soundtrack, because you got an abbreviated version in the movie, because it kind of just feels too short is my main complaint. And especially, like, I don't know, this is just like, I've been wanting Kylie to have a ballad since the OG movie because I know she could handle it, and we finally got it. And it kind of feels like we were just ripped a little too short. Like, it was held back, like they were holding back. And I love her and Leomani together. The Girl I Used to Be. This is kind of like, you know, grown-up version of Space Between. It's not quite as amazing as Space Between, but having Bridget and Cindy come together and Rita and Brandy come together, I think that was an iconic moment. I will say, Bridget, maybe give a little love to your youngest daughter, Pink, because I was seeing a lot of video of Red behind you. Maybe give a little shout out to Pink. But yeah, I'm just going to put it in the middle. Did you hear about them? Okay. Okay, I'm going to put her in Perfect Princess. This one has the potential to reach crowning achievement for me. It's just I've been so hung up on Heartless that I haven't paid as much attention to Did You Hear About Them. But I do hear the amazing potential in it, and everyone has been pointing it out to me. This is the song that I think has broken through the mainstream because I've been seeing people who aren't even on Disney TikTok add this in and make edits to it. So yeah, it's definitely there. Dancing with the Enemy and Perfect Princess. These are songs that I think could grow for me. Maybe not Perfect Princess. I'm a little curious to see if that one grows for me. These are just, since Descendants 5 has come out only recently, I've been so stuck on listening to the songs that I know that I've loved, like upon first listen, like Heartless and Who I Am and Did You Hear About Them, that Dancing with the Enemy and Perfect Princess have just kind of gone to the wayside. So maybe I'll update you when the next Descendants film comes out, Hidden Heroes, when we do this again, if my feelings upon these songs have changed. But right now I'm going to put them in the middle. I think Dancing with the Enemy for sure could be bumped up to Perfect Princess. But hey, that's where we stand right now. In terms of my all-time top 5 Descendants songs, well, who knows? Because Heartless is really fighting its way in there. Heartless is really trying to nick away kind of in If Only, What's My Name, Space Between Queen of Mean and Night Falls. So we'll see. But let me know what your top 5 Descendants songs are in the comments down below. I know there's going to be some differing opinions between me and the actual public. We're just going to keep it nice and precise in the comments down below, as well as you're going to be nice to me as well as everyone else. And while we're here, rank the 5 Descendants movies for me, because I'm curious to see. If anyone's curious about my ranking, I think it would go Descendants 2, Descendants 1,